separation from the rim. We want to make sure there's no cracks or illegal welds in the rim itself. Check the lug nuts to make sure they're all present. No rust streaks indicating looseness. Check our axle seal, a hub seal, to make sure it's securely mounted. It has proper fluid level and no leaks. Check our valve stem for
Ms.
any...
Lou?
Yes.
How would you know if it didn't have proper fluid levels from the outside?
I'm not
You're
seeing.
supposed to be able to see it in there on these that has this, but if you can't see it, what you would do is pull this, stick your finger in, it should reach to the top of your finger.
Okay.
Okay? And that's how you would know.
Okay.
All right, our valve stem, and check for any cracks or damages, audible leaks, make sure it has a cap, and the only proper way to check your tire pressure is with a tire pressure gauge. Check our tie back to make sure it's securely mounted. I checked this axle the same way I did the other one. Check our lights on the back, red in color, clean, not cracked, broken, or missing. Check the back frame, make sure it's not bent or damaged. Check all of the hinges, nuts and bolts to make sure there's present, none missing. Check to make sure all pins and cotter pins are in place. Check our seal to make sure it's in good condition. Check our lights on the back, make sure they're red in color, not cracked, broken, or missing. Our DOT tape is of the proper color and condition. Our DOT bar does not have any broken welds. And check our mud flaps to make sure they're securely mounted. They're not torn or ripped. And if there was anything different on this side, I would cover it at this time. Now, we're ready for our coupling area, okay? Our coupling area includes everything it takes to hook this tractor to a trailer, okay? So the first thing we want to do is start at the back of our truck. We want to make sure our airlines are securely fastened and not leaking. We want to check our electrical connection for any bent, broken, missing, or corroded pins and the safety catches over it. Next, we'll check our electrical line going across. We want to make sure there's no cuts, frays, or bare wires. Check our air lines for any cuts, bulges, or leaks. Make sure they're supported above the catwalk. Then we'll check the glad hand connections to make sure they're securely mounted. Check the rubber seals inside to make sure they're not cracked, dry rotted, or missing, and there's no audible leaks. Check our electrical connection on the front of the trailer to make sure there's no bent, broken, missing, or corroded pins and the safety catches over it. Next, we'll go to our mounting bolts. We want to check our mounting bolts top and bottom to make sure they're all present and tight, none missing. Now we come down and we're going to check our sliding lock pin to make sure it's in the locked position. Then we'll check our platform right here to make sure it's not cracked or damaged. Then we'll check our release handle, make sure it's in the locked position with the safety catch over it. We'll check to make sure that our nut and bolt holding our skid plate on is tight, not missing. Check the top of our skid plate for any cracks or damages. Plenty of grease. Make sure there's no daylight between the top of the skid plate and the apron of the trailer.
Skid plate can also be the fifth wheel. Is that
Yes.
what you're considering? Okay.
Yeah. Now, we check the apron of our trailer for any cracks or damages or holes. Then we come back to the back. You have to get under. And you check to make sure that the kingpin is not bent or damaged. Check to make sure that the lock and jaw is secure around the kingpin. And as we get out, we check to make sure we have proper clearance between the tractor and the landing gear. And we have proper clearance between the front of the trailer and the rear of the tractor. That concludes the coupling area.